Quality Assured Films does not condone the misuse of internet reviews. We realize no one is perfect. The opinions of John and Mike should be taken lightly prior to the viewing of any movie. Enjoy the show. Quality Assured Films.
Okay, what are you writing there?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Why does it say my name?
No reason. Just show notes.
Oh, all right, got it.
You have a timer on there?
I do, why?
Can you set it for 60 minutes? I just want to see something.
Sure.
We just watched Death Note.
Made for the CW.
The human whose name is written in this note shall die.
Shall we begin?
What did you like about the Netflix original film Death Note?
I liked exactly one scene in it, and I'll talk about that in the spoilers. Okay. They show him in the trailer. Willem Dafoe as Ryuk.
Yes.
Was fantastic.
I agree.
That was perfect casting, I thought.
Hey, kid. It's pronounced Ryuk.
And I liked the atmosphere. I thought they did a good job with the look of the movie. And I think that's it. Those are the things that I liked.
With the look, that's funny. It's interesting you mentioned the atmosphere and the look because I agree as far as the atmosphere goes. It really felt like they were trying to go for almost like It Follows, or there was some other scary movie, like almost like a '90s feel where they had the synthesizers and it was trying to be a little hipper than it really was. I have to get this out of the way right away. The Dutch angles.
Oh, man.
This movie, I counted like 70 Dutch angles. And for those of you that don't know what a Dutch angle is, a good example, other than what we did earlier a moment ago, is 12 Monkeys.
Oh.
Yeah. Bruce Willis, there's a fantastic scene where he's in the hallway.
I'm assuming you're not mentally ill on the floor.
I was like, what film school reject made this?
What exactly can I do with this death note?
Put your name down and see what happens.
It's not gonna solve a few crimes. It's gonna solve all crime.
I want to tear into this main character, this actor, Nate Wolff.
Oh, yeah.
Or something. I had not seen him in anything prior to this movie. Now, I will say this. I just recently watched him on an episode of this anthology series on HBO called Room 104. He plays like a Mormon, and he's with his buddy, and they like hang out in the hotel room, and just shit goes nuts.
Darn it all. I had coffee.
You what?
It was at the free Holiday Inn buffet. It was last month. I tried it.
I can't believe this. Why did you do that?
It was delicious, Joseph.
Stop. You need to pray for forgiveness right now.
He actually made me like him.
Okay.
Prior to that moment, I had only seen him in this film, and I was like, talk about just wrong casting.
Yeah, oh my god. It's like it's a comedy.
Right.
There were times where I was like, is this supposed to be funny?
Yeah.
Because I'm laughing.
He felt like and it was him. He felt like he was acting in a completely different film. And
yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Like everybody else seemed okay. Like let's talk about the cheerleader real quick. She's been in The Leftovers. She's fine in that.
Okay.
For her limited role in there, she plays the daughter. She was okay. She was fine. She was very Kristen Stewart-esque.
Actually, yeah, I could definitely see that.
And I didn't mind her at all. And in fact, there is a scene. It's not a spoiler or anything like that, but there's a scene that is identical to the Twilight scene. In the first movie where they're sitting at class and like she's behind him.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
She keeps looking at him and he's like, why are you looking at me? Yeah. No, I don't recall.
Never saw it? No?
Never. What is that? But I haven't seen all of them. I blame the director.
Yeah.
He's the one telling them how they should be acting.
That's true. Yeah, he's a fucking director.
Yeah, the director is the one that's like, hey, in this scene, scream like a crazy person.
Oh my god.
like, this is hilarious. That would make sense if this was a horror movie. But it's not a horror movie.
Would you mind singing a song for me?
You're out of the woods, you're out of the dark, you're out of the night.
This is Ghost in the Shell Part 2, How to Ruin Adaptation of a Beloved Property.
Yep.
The original Death Note has its own problems, but again, they whitewashed the main characters.
Yep.
And they adapted all the wrong things. Because the heart of why Death Note's so popular, the heart of the story, is the battle of wits between L and Light. That's why I liked it so much. Is because it's like Hannibal Lecter versus Sherlock Holmes.
The killer is taking credit for over 400 deaths. Although we do not know how he kills his victims, we do know he's not some omnipotent force. He's a person.
It's a psychological thriller. It's not a horror movie or a comedy.
Right.
Or a romance story. Cut to Chris Pine and Gal Gadot saying Roman story.
Beautiful Roman story.
Roman story.
Can we just talk about spoilers now?
I know, I feel like most of this shit needs to be spoiled.
Is there anything else that is not spoilers?
No, everything's spoiled.
Okay.
Fuck it.
Spoilers from here on out. So the character of L in this movie is what I was saying earlier about they adapted all the wrong stuff. Like, instead of adapting, make the main focus their mental battle.
Right.
Of L is trying to catch Light and Light is trying to outsmart L. They didn't take that, but they took all the weird stuff for L. Like his obsession with eating candy and sitting with his knees up to his chest and being a weirdo. That's the wrong stuff to adapt if you don't also have the mental battle.
Right. Yeah.
You need both for that to work. Otherwise, you're like, this guy's weird.
Well, that's what I wondered, because this is the first time I have seen some of the anime version of something.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
And that's exactly what I was thinking. I thought, if I don't have this reference point of the quirky shit that he does, like you said, like jumping up on his chair and shit. Well, I'm not doing it right now. But what would you think if you're watching this movie?
If you're gonna be like, this is the grounded version of Death Note, where it's like, if it was in the real world, then this guy shouldn't be eating fucking jelly beans.
Now, the actor that plays him is, I like him. He's been in Get Out, and he's also been in Atlanta, so I like him as an actor. He's awesome.
Okay.
And at 90% of the movie, though, he's hidden behind that fucking
Oh,
mask,
right,
you
yeah.
know. But it's funny that you say that about him not being that clever or that smart, because the first time, like, he's giving any information, he's on the phone. I forget if it was, like, the dad of Light, and he's like, the kid's name is, what is it, Akira?
Yeah,
Oh, Kira? And he's like, his name's Kira. He's like, yeah, we know, his name's Kira, he's, out of Japan. He's like, no, that's where you're wrong. He's using the name Kira because it's to throw us off. He's not... First of all, why the fuck was everybody just automatically going by, hey, his name's Kira?
Oh, yeah, he must be Japanese.
Yeah, he must be operating out of Japan just because of his name. Fuck that.
The FBI thinks the killer is operating out of Japan.
Because of the name, Kira.
But the name is an intentional misdirection. He wants us to believe that he's Japanese.
They could have been in Seattle. That's fine.
Sure.
But they should have been Asian, at
Right.
least.
Well, here's what I don't understand, because this is Netflix. They make their original content. They fucking make deals with people. They don't have the Hollywood
Oh, true.
in their ear.
That's a good point, actually.
So I thought to myself, why wouldn't... Like, you're going to get multiple viewings of this movie. You're going to get shit tons of clicks of people that are just curious, even if your cast is entirely Asian.
Right.
But they chose not to, for some reason. And
Yeah, like the old live-action Death Note movie, I think is actually better
I forgot all about that, yeah.
than this. And that looks like it was made for TV.
Yeah.
少し L を甘く見てたんじゃないか監視されてるんじゃ部屋でリンゴ食えないな
I want to talk real quick about the deaths and this book.
Oh, good. Okay, I have some things on
Yeah.
this. Okay.
So the book itself, First of all, he gets the book within the first, like, 70 seconds of the movie. Maybe 2 minutes, if I'm off by a little. And it just literally falls out of the sky. I did find it interesting that when you opened it, it already had old shit in it. Like, it had old names of people in it. And
I did like that
That
because
was cool.
and the design of the book that they did was really good.
Yeah.
Because the live action one that I just mentioned looks like it looks like they went out and bought a Death Note product at Hot Topic,
Right.
and that's what they used. So I liked the look of this Death Note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. It looked authentic. It looked like old, like it's been around for fucking hundreds of years. And the names were interesting. So then he starts learning the rules. But the biggest problem I had was back to that scene where you first meet Ryuk. And he's like, why don't you try to use the Death Note? And he's like, I don't know about that. He's like, look out the window. There's people beating the shit out of a girl for some reason.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't know, man. I can't kill someone. And he's like, oh, it's fun. Or whatever he says. Then he's like, okay, fine. And he writes the name. And then he's like, you gotta write how. A moment ago, you were fucking hesitating. Now you're gonna write decapitation? I call this decapitation with hesitation. Because what the fuck? Like, you didn't want to kill a human being a moment ago, and now you're like, oh, maybe I'll just have him die from a fucking decapitation.
Yeah, like the worst way to go.
Yeah. The funniest part about the way that deaths happen in this movie, and this is related to that, is that it's Final Destination. It's Final Destination.
Oh.
It's the old woman walking down the road whose can falls out of her purse, and then that causes this to happen, and it's like a chain of events, and it annoyed the shit out of me.
See, the problem with that is that it changes Light as a character. In the actual story, Light is like super popular. He's like top of his class. He's an athlete. That is all supposed to be more evidence against him being the killer. Because why would someone so accepted by society feel the need to kill people?
Right.
And so he says, the system is broken. I'm going to take it on myself to punish these people. The way that it gets depicted is from that scene is that Light is like a fucking school shooter.
Oh, yeah.
Taking revenge on bullies.
That's true.
And that is completely changes things.
You're the one who flew into the sun. I'm just here to make sure you burn.
We're not the good guys anymore.
Hope you know what you're doing.
Well, here's what I'm confused about the whole thing, and maybe you can help me here. I don't remember the rules. So there's all these rules to the book. And my understanding was that only one person could be the note taker.
The pages of the book had power,
Okay.
not necessarily the person that owned the book.
Oh, okay, then that makes more sense. Because, she starts writing names secretly in it. She's stealing pages and
Right.
taking them home and writing it.
And that is part of the plot points of the show, is that, which is, again, I mean, you have a whole season, or however many seasons there were,
Right.
to go into all this stuff.
And again, we're talking about Netflix. Netflix, you could have made this into a series. This could have been a show.
Yeah, it should have been a show. I thought it was.
Yeah,
And then
when we
I didn't
first heard
realize
about
it was a movie until later, and I'm like, it's gonna be bad.
Yep.
Because I have no faith in people adapting the right stuff.
At the end of the film, it's revealed to us, which I know they mentioned earlier that there's rules. There's a rule where you have the ability to control somebody for, 48 hours?
Oh, yeah.
But at the end of the movie, what happens is so intricate and so fucking bizarre. Like, he had to fill like 9 pages. I wrote that I'd fall into the water and there'd be a man that happened to stumble around and get me, and then another man that would grab the note.
Because he's controlling all of them.
He controls all of them. But I guess my point is that if you can literally write all of that shit in there and control events to a point of that degree, why didn't he do it earlier? Like, oh, the chief of police decides this investigation in Akira makes no sense. He then tells the other people, no matter what, we're not fucking investigating this kid. Like, you could have written anything.
Yeah.
I promise you, you will not survive.
Final thoughts on Death Note?
I hope they don't make a sequel.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I thought I heard something about a sequel in the works. Which, Netflix, come on, man. Beasts of No Nation. Pee-wee's Big Adventure or Big Holiday, all these great movies you're making and all these great TV shows.
But that's what I'm saying. They're spending all the time setting up plot threads for the sequel.
Right.
They're saying, "Oh, Elle came from a weird mansion with little kid detectives."
Oh yeah.
Like, why is that in there?
Well, I guess it comes down to the moment of truth. Would you put Death Note's name in the book and deny it? Or would you approve it?
I would call up my old buddy Ryuk and I would deny Death Note.
Quality.
Denied.
I'm gonna have to agree with you, buddy. I mean, what else can I say? I can't see another goddamn scene of an apple rolling on the floor, fully eaten.
Yeah, that makes sense if you're trying to save money on the budget. But you've already shown Ryuk like 12 times. What does it matter if you show him eating the apple?
Well, there you have it. Death Note. Do not check this piece of shit out.
Don't click on it. Don't look at it. Don't even bother. No. Unless it's the anime. You watch that.
Yeah.
Might enjoy that.
How are we doing on time with the 60-minute?
Oh, good point. Chest really starting to hurt.
What they want is a god. So let's give it to them.
Quality.
Denied. Quality Assured Films.
Well, there you have it, folks. I'm John, and we are
Quality Assured Films.
What's wrong, buddy?
Hey,
Fuck.
Hey, what are you writing there?
Nothing.
Okay. Fuck! What the fuck was I saying?
We just watched Death Note.
It sucked. Death Note. Death Note?
Death Note. Well, there you have it. I'm John. Well, there you have it. I'm John.
Fuck.
Well, there you have it, folks. I'm John. And we are. Well. I just heard you tongue as it came out.